Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm here with Juping Hodge, owner and tea master of 7 Cups. Welcome to our video podcast on tea production. Today's topic, pour tea. Pour tea grows in the Yunnan province in southeastern China. This highland region is known for its sunny and rainforest climate. In the old days, pour tea was part of the horse ancient road trade, transported to places such as Tibet, Sichuan, India, Nepal, and Laos. During this transport, because of the climate, the tea was naturally fermented. The original tea plant in Yunnan are tea trees. Some grow up to 20 meters tall and are over 1,000 years old. However, most good quality pour tea is harvested from tea trees that are 200 to 800 years old. The leaves grow large and are rich in flavor and high in tea polyphenols. During the Qing dynasty, pour tea became very popular as a tribute tea. It was during this time that there was a need to increase pour tea production, and tea bushes were introduced to Yunnan for its ease of picking and its ability to increase pour tea production. Today, most pour tea is made from tea bushes, but there are still tea farmers that harvest from tea trees. In the next slide, you see the challenges of climbing into the tea trees and harvesting, and over years, the tea juices will begin to stain the tea farmers' hands. At 7 Cups, we value our relationships with tea farmers and tea masters. Here you see a traditional pour tea master, Mr. He. He shares with us the standard for picking, which is 1 bud to 2 to 3 leaves. A big difference between pour tea and other tea is that the tea leaves are allowed to dry naturally by sunshine on large bamboo trays. The tea master will allow the tea leaves to dry up to 90%, which takes a few days. Notice that when the tea leaves are dry, you can still see the original shape of the leaf. This dried tea leaves are called mao cha. The mao cha will be separated into grades. In good quality, mao cha will be carefully tied with a bamboo string and be sent to the factory to make cakes. Traditionally, there was only green pour made into different shapes such as cakes and bricks. Here we'll show you the process of making a green pour cake. First, the dried mao cha is weighed, 375 grams up to 400 grams. Next, the tea company will have their logo. This authenticates the tea cake and is placed in the container with the leaves. The leaves are then steamed 4 to 5 minutes to allow the tea leaves to soften in the container. It is at this time that the tea master will place a fabric over the container. Then, flipping over the container, allowing the tea leaves to fall into the fabric. At this step, he will very carefully take out the fabric with the tea leaves, gently pressing and wrapping the fabric around the tea leaves. And then taking the fabric and tying a knot to seal the fabric. It is this knot that creates a slight indentation in the tea cake. Traditionally, fabric was used to pack the mao cha, and then a stone to compress the leaves. Then the cakes are allowed to dry on wood shelves. In this museum, notice the antique stones that are over 100 years old. In addition, notice the outer husk of bamboo that is the traditional way to pack 7 pieces of tea cakes. Instead of 2 stones to compress the leaves, today a wood board is placed on the ground with a slight indentation where the leaves go. Then a wood disc is gently placed on the tea leaves. This compression stone is then placed on top, and the worker begins to shake and dance on the stone to create even pressure. While the compression stone allows more control for the tea master, many people today use machines which can easily damage the leaves and create uneven pressure. If it is too tight, the fermentation will be very slow because the tea leaves can't breathe, and if it's too loose, the cake will fall apart. Here we see the tea cake after the stone compression. Notice the beautiful cake with the slight indentation on one side and the smooth round shape with the tea logo embedded in the cake. For this green pour cake, the fermentation process has begun. It is next sent to a special room and allowed to dry on wood shelves. After the drying process is complete, it is now time to finish the green pour cake by using soft cotton tissue to wrap it very gently to protect the cake, and now one individual piece is ready. The traditional way of packing pour cakes is to wrap 7 pieces in the dried husk of bamboo. This can avoid the rain and direct sunshine, keeping bugs away as the humid climate increases the fermentation process. The 7-piece cake is known as cheesebing. Over time, a green pour cake will age and turn into a black cake, beginning at about 10 years. It takes many years to allow green pour to age into black pour naturally, but in 1973 a special technique was developed to allow tea masters to accelerate this process, taking 2 months to make cooked black pour. While this process is mostly a secret, we do know that green matcha is placed in a special humid room, and at the center of this matcha the temperatures can reach 60 degrees Celsius. The finished product, a brownish color black pour, can be put into different grades to make loose pour or made into cakes such as we've seen with the green pour. The most popular way to brew pour tea is to take either loose pour or break off a small piece from your cake, brick, or tocha and infuse with boiling water. However, in the Yunnan province, the traditional way was to use a copper or iron pot to cook the pour tea, increasing the strong flavor and used as an economical way to drink this tea. Even today, the minority people in Yunnan continue to drink pour in this manner. We hope that you've enjoyed our video podcast on pour tea production. We'd like to thank Mr. He and the people of Yunnan, and special thanks to Josh and Austin Hodge for their photos. We invite you to visit us at 7cups.com to see our pour tea selection and learn more about tea and tea culture.
你要几点炒？好，我来炒这下，我来。给他炒说了，我跟他说了，他相信了要送给他一饼，你要炒2饼，留一饼给他，花他的微曲奇。你花的来很贵的，说了，但是他公司出这个很贵，但是他自己搞的贵。
如果我现在压费就我有一棵树，到半年那时候我们
一棵树。
一个人拿1币。
好的，一个3叶这个。
吹的一颗。
哎，纯全不留，纯的纯要1颗都没加到1颗。
没有接到那个
他不要雨水茶是吧？
不是。
啊？
我说不是这个，你们没有接到人家的电脑里面啊，他在。
没有。
我那课。
没有见到。你是说他在边上卖茶有你的照片是吧？有茶叶。他那棵树的照片。哦。
Thank you.